and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and this is Transport Fever, and well, we're about just under a year I think since you were last with me, and as you can see everything is running along nicely, tickety-boo here in Churchill. Our very first tram service is a full tram, I like them, and profit. And look at that, there are just too many people stood here waiting for trains going in all sorts of directions really, mostly off to Plymouth. There are a number want to go back to Coventry, and who can blame them? But yeah, the one little issue with this setup, and that will become clear when I don't go to that page, I'll go to this page instead. Let's pretend that I know what I'm clicking at. Now this is my line report. I don't know if you can see it there, 'cause the red's quite difficult to see on here, but if I go there you'll see, I think, the problem. Yeah, lots of red numbers, and we're seeing costs outstripping revenue by a fair margin at the moment. And I think the issue I've got with the line at the moment, it is early days, so I said it's less than a year since I last set it up, so it's quite possible that over time it will start making money, is that this line is going through 4 stations. Now it's going from Newbury to Coventry to here in Churchill, and then out all the way over there to Plymouth, which means if there are people in Newbury or Coventry who want to go to Plymouth, is there going to be anyone who wants to get off in Churchill to let these good people carry on in that direction? Now, I think we've discussed this before in my my bus line profit analysis videos, that what you want to do is give people the opportunity to get off and get on another service. So sometimes point to point is best, certainly for profit, and I think a lot of people sort of follow that mantra, and I'm just wondering if that might be an issue here with this line. It could be that I just need to invest more in the length, the volume of the capacity rather of the trains, so I can actually take more people. Let's get my sentences straight. I can take more people on each train load, each train consist. But I'm not going to look at that just now because I have other things afoot. I say I'll let that run for a year or two. If we look at the balance sheet, which is what I went to start with, I am making healthy profits generally speaking. I mean 17 million for a couple of years their income, and 6.5 million in profit. I lost, in fact, just under $1 million last year, which isn't bad actually considering the amount of money I spent on new vehicles and new track and stuff. And that's going to be like nothing compared to what I'm planning to do today, and this year we're running quite nicely, but I've not actually spent anything yet. That's all about to change. One other little thing I just want to say, I've been keen to include mods in this game and sort of showcase some of the stuff that I particularly like. Now there's one area of mods that I don't really spend much time on, and that's the decorative assets. These things here, as you may have noticed, I spend more time setting up routes and messing with them and playing with trains and buses and stuff, rather than decorating my landscape and making my towns look awesome and fabulous. But I have put a couple of those mods in here, and I might start using them more when I feel the time that I've got time to rest and beautify, rather than desperately struggling to make money. Just one of these cute little ones here. Again, I'll put the link in the description of the video, and it will be added to my Steam collection, also linked in the description to this video. This is a lovely old ventilation shaft, which you would have used in those lovely heady old days of steam trains, which were powering through long tunnels, which this isn't really, to be honest. And obviously in those tunnels the steam would kind of tend to collect, and the tunnel would be full of smog and fug and other unpleasantness. So they have these tunnels dotted across the landscape just to let those fumes out into the pristine countryside air. Yeah, that's not such a good idea after all anyway, but that was a long time ago. That was the 1900s, the early 1900s. Anyway, so I'll put that in there. It's just a nice little decorative touch to the map. Anyway, what we're doing today, we're back here. You remember beginning of last episode? We started here and I said I want to get cargo across that river. I want to start delivering food and stuff into these towns of Falmouth and Whitchurch and beyond. And perhaps also start making use of some of the other sort of heavier cargo types here, the coal, steel, the manufactured goods and stuff, even just lumber, and start getting that out as well. And I was wondering how I could get across the river, whether I could have a depot here, docks, and just use ships to carry all my produce, my goods up and down the river, or just have trucks going across the river, because it's not that far really, certainly not to Falmouth. Or whether I could use trains. Now you may have noticed when I made that comment in the last video, I kind of hesitated and thought, oh, actually that's not a bad idea. And I did that because I previously, when I looked at trains around here, been concerned with getting trains delivering the food down from the factory up here, the manufacturing plant up here, down into Exeter. And as you can see, that's quite a slope. It doesn't look terribly imposing here, but in game terms that is more than a train wants to go, to be honest. So getting trains down here, from here down into the town of Exeter, would have involved lots of jiggery pokery and probably loops and stuff to get it down that steep slope. However, if I'm not going to Exeter but actually all the way across the river, I could do that by train, by rail. And that, my friends, is what we're doing today, and it's going to be expensive. Now I can't remember if at the end of the last video I had actually paid down all my loan, but I have, so I've been quite good. I've been paying off regularly as quickly as I can, so certainly last year I just got down to my last it might be just $1 million or so, I think. So that's all paid off now, so I do have the full 30 million at my disposal in the bank. And as you can see, my revenue stream is still quite good, so unless I get well carried away, I should be okay to stay in profit for long enough for these new lines to start bringing in their money as well. Okay, so what we're going to do, my plan, I started off with one idea and getting food delivered directly from the factory here to Falmouth and to Whitchurch by train, which actually led me into designing a funky bit of track when I tested this idea out. But what I thought I would do actually, although I know everyone does it, I haven't yet, is create a goods hub, a big station in the middle of nowhere which collects all your goods and distributes them out to the wider world. So that's what we'll do here. And it's kind of convenient that across the river here we've got this forest, so we can actually start hopefully making wood and stuff. The only trouble is you can't use wood in towns. You've got to send the wood stuff off into a manufacturing plant like this to make machine tools or whatever. So it's a more complicated cargo system there than the food or the oil, for example. So we're not quite ready yet, but if I get the infrastructure set up right now, we should be good to go. So should we do that? Now the question is, if I've got a hub here, I only actually really need one long line down the slope there, down to the river. Whereas if I was distributing directly from here to multiple towns, I'd probably need to extend and expand this station here. But I think certainly for the moment I can get away, because at the moment, let's turn my routes on, I'm only actually using 2 of these platforms. So we've got the red line, which is bringing all the livestock in to turn into food, and the line off here to Churchill, taking food away out into the Churchill distribution point. So I've got this track here which I can use, and the trick is getting it down off this steep slope, I think. Now we've got high-speed tracks now. I was thinking of using electric, but at the moment the trains aren't fast or powerful enough, I think, in the electric arena anyway, to do what I want to do. So I'm going to keep it steam for the moment, but we may upgrade fairly quickly to electric. But I'm just going to save money for the time being. So this is the track we want. And where are we going? Can we get it past? I don't particularly want to demolish that. Well, I could do that. I could do that. Okay, let's do that then. Get it round there. That's going to be a bit slow. Oh. But hopefully they'll speed up as they go down the hill. Okay, so where do we want to track this? So we want to track it somewhere along there. So where's my line at the moment? So somewhere like that, do you think? How does that look? That's getting a bit expensive. But no, we're okay actually. That's not too, it's just a short stretch of tunnel. I don't want it to go up though, I want to keep it coming down. That makes it more expensive. We're out of tunnel again now, that's $1 million. I've currently got just over 2 million in my own pocket, in my own balance sheet. I think we probably want to take it out a bit more this way, don't we? A bit faster. There's $1 million already for that. I don't want it to go up. If we keep it level, that should be all down a little bit. Where are we going? And the question is, so we don't want some huge great bridge going all the way across the town. We want it to be a moderately intelligent size or height. It's getting to be an expensive tunnel going through there. I think that will do. That's quite fast actually, that's okay. Remember this is, I'm running, heck. I'm not happy about that. It's going to be curving off again. Right, yeah, we do want to bring you down. And we won't use the wooden bridge because it's a little bit slow. Now looking at the bridges here, that's a stone bridge. We've got the girder bridge. We've got this one, which is another steel bridge I think. I think these later ones look a bit modern for 1925. And some of them aren't all that fast. You'll see that's quite slow. That one though I think looks quite good. I think that's appropriate to the age, I think. and it's quite speedy. So how are we? Because what we're going to want to do is be able to cross the river and make it so it's still navigable. So I want ships to be able to go down and indeed up the river if I'm going to use that. So, oh, now one thing I want to do here before we do that actually, I want to make sure we can extend this station. So if I do that first actually, so I'm not sure how many passenger routes we're going to have coming into Exeter, but it's going to be more than one platform can handle certainly. Probably not more than 3. Okay. So what it might do, how much did I get? 185k? If I had a second street connection, that's 20 more k. I think that, yeah, that might be good actually. So people can, if I can extend off this side of the town as well, that might work. Let's, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we'll probably need a bit of a road to connect that up, just to... Well, that's good. Do we need a street that wide? No, that'll do, I think. That fits nicely. Oh, it's not too much of a hill either. That's cool. Okay, we'll put some roads in if the AI doesn't start building in that side of the town as well. It'll give Exeter some development. Anyway, back to our train line. Where the heck did I leave it? There it is, up there. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a... yeah. I would have liked to have been straight across, really, but I've got too much curvature in there. Need more money. Okay, so if I take out... oh, let's say faffing around. Let's go straight to 5 million. I dare say that won't be anywhere near enough by the end of this session, but... there you go. Right. Oh, well, I'll not demolish... how much? No. 6 million for that bit of... oh, this is getting expensive, isn't it? No. Can I make it any less expensive, please? Would be good. We're going to use that kind of. So we're going to bring it down a fair chunk, I think. If we bring it down a touch before we level it off to go across the town and the river. The trouble is, if I'm doing it in small sections, there's a risk I'm going to introduce some odd curvature into it, which we don't want to do. That's expensive already just for that little bit. I can't go down any lower than that. Yeah, that 5 million might be optimistic to say the least. Okay, let's take that. So how do we get across? I'm losing the. Where's the contact stretch? There it is. Actually, that looks okay, doesn't it? That doesn't look too tall across the town. That looks okay, and that's 2 million. Good grief! Why is track so expensive? Okay, so what's the line of that? That doesn't look too bad actually, and that will take us across there. Can we go? Do we make it any cheaper? I mean, when you're talking, it's all going to be around 2.3 mil, isn't it? By the look of it. But we're not going to get much change from that. I think that should be okay. And just check for odd curves. 2.2. Oh, that's not a bad price, I think. Okay. Right, and that's gone to ground. We don't want it to do that. So we need to put it back up. Oh, it's very low there to get across the river. That's I'm okay with that. Oh, no, the issue will be I'll want to double track this, of course. So where will the question is going to be? Where will the pillars be in the water? What I might do, if we place our station first, so I know where I'm curving it to. That I think makes sense. It does to me anyway. Right, so we want a freight station. Do we want anything particularly clever? I don't have a great choice in freight stations. There's loads more choices. I put loads more station mods in into the game for passengers, but not there doesn't appear to be quite that many, or I've not put them in the game for passengers. Okay, well, we don't need electrics at the point. Do we need high speed? Well, probably not for the station itself, do we? I'm not sure we'll have much through traffic. If we do, of course, I can always upgrade that line. So if we put that in there. Now, how many lines do I want? 4 or 6. Let's go with 4 just for the moment, just to keep costs down. Because as I say, it's going to take a while for all these new lines to bed in. So if I stick that, where's the lines coming in sort of here-ish. So if we put that, might want to curve it a little bit. Oh, that's a bit too much. A bit of fine twisting. That looks okay. And I could make. Ooh! I saw that for less than 200k. Which is peanuts, really, considering how much I'm spending in total. Okay, right, that's placed. Now, so that's going to serve to start with Falmouth and Whitchurch. And where will our first train line go in? That goes in to there. Okay. I might actually put it. I'll put it on the second line, just in case. Yeah, because I might use that. Yeah, we'll put it there. But that's. So we want it around here-ish, don't we? But we still want it to be quite high. That's it. So something like that. It does look very low across the river, to be honest, but it's green, so it says it'll work, so I'm going to trust the game, because the game is always right. Okay, and shall I double track that just to make absolutely certain? Oh, that's fine. It's still that one yellow block, so I've still got 2 green boxes for my ships to go through. Okay, right, that's fine. So we run out of money again. Okay, should we go up to 10 million in loan? My trains better stay profitable. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg. Right. That looks okay to me. Yep. Yes, let's go for that. Yes. Stop thinking about it. Just do it. Okay. Right. Do you know what? I'm probably not going to double track it just yet, because I would like to be able to afford a train without going to the full 30 million loan, to be honest. Okay, so that gets the food down from Exeter factory into this hub here. Now I'm thinking that the distance from here to Falmouth isn't that great, so it might make sense to use trucks to deliver the food from there. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to have an intermediary station for this, which I think works, but I can't say I've tried it before in Transport Fever. Okay, so we'll need a truck station for cargo, and we will stick, again we'll stick just a little one in here for the moment, and again we might, just in case we decide to use trucks for wood products and stuff, we'll make sure it can connect. It highlights both the forest and the train station. Come on, let me save a few pennies at least. Okay, that's good. Alright. And delivering the food then from there into Exeter. Food is a commercial need, isn't it? Just double check. So shopping blue takes food, the bread, yeah, that's simple. So where are we going to stick? Now we could use bus stops. Now I did actually, you may have noticed as I was poking in there, I put a couple of extra bus stop types in here. One of which, because as I've done elsewhere, I can use bus stops to actually deliver cargo to. I'm kind of imagining it like the little white van man, just delivering small packages, small amounts of goods around a city centre kind of thing. But someone has actually created a different looking stop, which is designed specifically for handling cargo, which looks like that. There you go. So it doesn't look like a bus stop. It is a bus stop, to be honest, but it tries not to look like one. But to me it doesn't quite fit with what I want to do here, to be honest. That looks a bit more old school, a bit kind of western, sort of early deliveries by horse and cart kind of stuff. But I did put in a minimised proper cargo station, mini truck station. Again, all the links to this will be in the description, which is this. So it doesn't have all the gubbins around it. I'll get that out so it shows it. You can't see much because of all the white shading. But it's a lot smaller, so I can fit it into little gaps. And what I'm thinking is, can I fit it in there? Which is in the centre of the residential zone. That it will actually, though I'm losing a building in the process. If I stick it out here where I've got space, I'm losing several out there, as you can see. Actually, could I stick it up there? Oh, I'm losing some down there. There's a slightly better fit actually up there, and I'm not losing the building. Actually, makes more sense perhaps. So if we stick that there. Again, can I save a few pennies? Do I see 5.19 there? It's like an auction, this, isn't it? Where do you want me to build? Give me a low price. What's your best price? Okay, we'll take that. Okay. Right. So we have that. Now we've got our roots set. We've got our lines laid. Now, what I was hoping to do here is something rather funky. Now, if I lay these tracks out again, we'll keep the high-speed tracks here. So I lay these out flat and straight, which is 186 miles per hour maximum speed. Again, we'll have the fast track going around the world now. In the stations, it doesn't need to be fast unless it's going through, which they're not at the moment. Now, what I was thinking of doing here was putting in a funky new depot. Where are we? There we are. I've put a couple of depots in here. We've seen this one already, which is a nice sort of local depot, which is nice and sexy. And I've obviously got the kind of cheat depot, which is using these bumpers instead of the full-size depot there. But I've also installed this mod here, which attempts to replicate the old turntable or roundhouse, or I can't remember exactly what the term is in railway terminology for this. And where does it fit? It fits that way around, that's fine. Where you have a variety of depots and workshops attached to the locomotive shed space, as it were, and it all has that. And the way this works, it says rows to the right, but it means tracks. So if we take 3, so we've got the line up the centre and 2 off to the right, and if I add some to the left, put 2 on the 2. I'm not sure the counting is quite. Oh, I've given the game away there. If I put 3 on there. There we go, that's even. And you can then define the number of sheds you actually want to display over those tracks. So if we say on the right hand side, we'll have 3 sheds, and we'll just have 2 sheds on the left. We've got that one sort of track on the side there for just sort of holding something. You don't need the workshop area for the train. You just got a space there. We'll put number of sheds down to 2 there, so we've got 1 on either side. No, I don't want to do that. We'll do it like that. That's fine. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is have this service, because it's a big, impressive depot space, is have that down there so it can service all those lines, but it's going to need some room of its own. Now, is there going to be room there, or am I going to have to delete that road? Let's get the road out of the way. Okay, the game isn't going to complain too much because that's not real road for people to use, it's a goods route. So I'm not going to get a warning from the game. I think this will probably need to be off-centre somewhere, a bit like that. Now, because I want to serve all the tracks in this station, it might go to 6 or 8 even. It needs to be some distance so I can get the crossovers dealt with. Okay, let's slip it in there. Okay. Now, although all of those sheds and indeed lines show up as depots, only one actually works, and that's the one in the middle which goes on, which is attached to this line here. That's the only one the trains can actually get out of onto the tracks. So let's get you out. We don't need high-speed tracks for this because they're bound for the depot. Actually, can I put that closer? I don't know. Actually, let's get the high-speed tracks out. Cancel that. Out here. Okay. And okay. Bring you out as well. Just for a bit. I might have put that too far away, to be honest, but oh well. It's been done now. So if we bring that in there. Okay. And can we slide across like that? Actually, can I slide across? Ooh. Ooh. I can do that. That might work. Right, now the thing is, can I make that a double slip? And that's a double slip. Excellent. So the trains coming in or going out of the depot can go up this line here and switch onto that track, or indeed carry on along here. And then slip onto there. Now, can I make that? Double slip too. Oh, it's not connected there. Darn. Okay. I do need to make sure it is actually connected. There it is. Okay. And I can make that double slip. I love that feature. That was such a wonderful enhancement. That's a bit slow and kinky, isn't it? So it looks a bit... I might want to improve that later. And I might actually let's make that high speed, just in case. So let's improve that to make that bit high speed. Okay. They'll be slow up to that point. It's once they actually get into the crossing the main line tracks that they'll want to be high speed. Okay, right. We're coming out to about half an hour of recording now, so I think it's probably about time we set up the routes and got some vehicles engaged. Now if I'm going to deliver food from there into Falmouth by road, I'm going to need a road. Now, okay, I'll probably want to... I'll just slip this bit of double track in here, just to make sure I am actually going to leave space to get things through. So I could have the road sort of going along. It's going to be country road, isn't it? Where's my country roads? They're out here somewhere. That's a small country road. No. Oh, I can squeeze it past there. Or I could do a bridge over the tracks, which might look sexier. But actually, no, that's a nice straight line, isn't it? Looking at that. I think we're going to do that. So I'll join that one there. And I can delete some more of this old dirt track. Oh, actually though, no, that's fine because that road does go up to that side of town. That's cool. And join that there. It's not. How much is that costing me? 61. Can I make it cheaper? I know it's only pennies. I've just spent millions, many millions. I'm still cutting into the landscape. I don't like wasting money. Well, that was a bit cheaper, I think. Okay, that's good. So we can draw a line. Let's show everything while we're here. Actually, we need two lines, don't we? So we will take this line here. Is going to be Falmouth food. And that's going to take lorries from here to our little mini depot there. So that's what it actually looks like in real. So well, it might be able to cope with two routes. It's really good for one. It's nice and small, so it doesn't disrupt the town infrastructure too much. I really don't like that colour. What else do we have in the town? We have red. We can make this a nice kind of sexy orange, perhaps a pale orange. Well, it shows up reasonably well. Yep, we'll take that one. Thank you. And line 2 is we're going to call this North Side Distribution. Actually, North Side Food Distribution, because it is only taking food from the factory over Exeter Way. But it's going north side of the river. This go from here all the way down there. and an almost indiscernible grey colour, which isn't good. So we will use a brighter orange. Don't think we've got orange used elsewhere in this part of this neck of the woods, have we? No, that looks good. Okay. Now I'm going to leave it single track, as I said, for the moment, because I can't afford more than, well, I could afford, but I risk losing money if I put more than one train on there. So, what train are we going to pick? We need to use that shed there. Okay, we don't need our land use and stuff anymore. Okay, locomotives. So what do we have? We're in August 1925. We have, I think, one diesel at the moment, which is the Crocodile, which is a lovely wagon. Oh, it's not a wagon at all. It's a lovely locomotive. It's a bit slow though for this sort of distance. The power's reasonable. Certainly compares quite well to some of these teeny little steam wagons. Okay, that one's more powerful but slower. Faster, yeah, so that's okay. That one doesn't have the grunt. That one's quite good actually. It's slow though, 43. This is a new GWR model that was released just recently, I think, by the same mod who's done all the other GWR models we've got here. Again, link in the description. So we could use that. I'm playing England. It's a reasonably powerful 60. Yeah, that works. I'm happy with that. Well, that's just over 3 million, and I've got 4.5 in the bank. So if I'm going to be buying any wagons to attach to it, I might need some more. Actually, I might not. What if I don't give it a full complement of wagons at the moment? Because these are 400 apiece. 1, 2, how many does that give me? That gives me 16. Oh, let's go for broke. Okay, 24, 3 wagons on that train. Okay, and I think we probably ought to set up to make sure it knows there is something which will deliver the food from the hub to the town. Have I got it's going to take a while for the lorries to get there, but that doesn't matter too much. Freight, we could do with faster and more powerful lorries here. We've only got the little Benz at the moment. It's going to have to do. We'll use our corporate colour for these sort of general purpose vehicles. So we're going to, I will define it just to carry food actually. Can you do that? Oh no, there you do it. Food, 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 food. I don't see food. There it is. Just in case it gets confused as to what cargo it wants to carry. So we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Yeah, why not? And we will assign all of those to the Falmouth food delivery line. Okay, and our train is going to go to the north side food distribution. Excellent, and it's not complaining about no path either, which is a result. So what we'll do, let's get this baby rolling. This particular depot has been designed so the trains travel very, very slowly, as they should, of course, over the turntable, the round table, whatever this thing is actually called in real railway terminology. Yeah, this joining route does look a bit too kinky. I might need to straighten that out, I think. And there it goes, on its way up, eventually to the food factory. Should we follow it? Now what we will do, as I develop this hub, is the next thing is going to be, I think, to get the food delivery train going off to Whitchurch over that hill there, over the horizon. And that may then require me to put bigger or more trains on this this line here, so we may need to double track this bridge after all. There he goes, looking gorgeous. what I'll do, we'll follow him up. I was just thinking I need to set, which if I follow the train, that's it. Now, there are people that say don't do this because it's not good. It doesn't work very well. Is wait for full load. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep it to a minimum 1 minute wait, which should keep the waiting down to a minimum. So how does that look going across the town? That looks quite good actually. It's a bit high perhaps over the station, but hey, it's got that mountain to climb, so you'd expect that. I'm really happy it got over that 3 platform station. I think I saw something, it might have been the Colonel Failure. He might have tested that out, and I think he can probably get it. It was probably someone else entirely, to be honest, but I do watch quite a number of the Colonel's videos. That they are very entertaining and informative too. I think someone tested you get it over, I think, at least a 4 platform, possibly even more. If you're judicious, like, oh, darn, I missed that. I could have repaid more of the loan. I want to get that down by the end of the year, which is only a month away now, to keep my interest payments down to a bare minimum. Okay, and I dare say, oh, there's 3 food waiting already. Oh, heck, that's impressive. Right, the other thing I will need to do as well, let me just pause this for a second, is these trains here on the farm produce. I've only got, I think it's 7 wagons on them. Yeah, there's only 7 wagons on them, and as you can see, there is a vast supply of livestock waiting here. So my next plan is to increase the consist on those trains to at least 9, possibly 10 wagons, to deliver more food up to the food manufacturing plant up here, which should then allow it to supply these diverse towns over the north side of the river. Let's get rid of all these symbols, making the map look untidy. Oh, quick, pay back some loan. It's all about having as little loan as possible by the turn of the year. Don't do that, you want the train itself. Why am I missing the train? There's the train. He's got 5. Okay, now if he gets a few more, he probably won't, of course, because the factory doesn't have... Oh, it does have some in store. Right, so there is a possibility of having more. Ah, the month's turned over. Okay, I'm not sure I'll be able to repay any more loan. Should we take the 7? Let's get some food delivered down there, so the trucks can have something at least to deliver into Falmouth. So we will follow our new train down on these sexy bright white, all these shiny new tracks, and high speed too, even though he's only doing 60 miles an hour maximum. We will have trains. I should put some of those ventilation shafts on this hill, shouldn't I? This is a much longer piece of tunnelling. I will do that in due course. So we will watch this train go through the hill. This is exciting stuff, isn't it? And here he is coming down. And I'm not going to be able to... I'm not sure that's the most elegant bit of engineering, to be honest. Whoa, and I'm currently 1.26 million in the red. Thank you very much, interest payments. Okay. Yeah, the last couple of years only made 15 million. That's a couple of million down on what it was doing before, but we should recoup that. I'll be spending more on wagons, I think, for the next year. What I need, of course, is a boat going under here as well. That'd be a really nice scenic shot. Yeah, it looks a bit weird with that little bit of double tracking, doesn't it? But I had to do it just to prove it could be done. Okay, right. So this is the start. I think in the next episode you will see me do more with this hub. It's one heck of a long bridge. Can you imagine how much that would have cost? Anyway, so yes, in the next episode we will develop this hub a bit further. We will certainly get food out into Whitchurch, and possibly start work on some other cargo. But as I just missed that one. As I noted earlier, I do want to. Can we turn that truck around? You might be able to pick up some of that food. Looks like keep him in sight. There we are. We can see him do that. Make some money on that part of the route as well. Yeah, but we've got a lot of passengers waiting now on some of these routes, so I just want to check the consists on those passenger trains. So it's going to be a bit of a toss-up, I'm afraid. It'll be luck of the draw as to what I feel, what I feel keen to do in the next episode, passengers or cargo. If you have a preference, why not let me know? First off, of course, if you've enjoyed this little episode, please do leave us a like. It'd be very much appreciated. But even more than that, I'd love to hear from you. Any thoughts, suggestions, critiques even. Am I doing this properly? Am I making a right mess of my train infrastructure or not? Just leave something in the comments boxes below. That'd be great to hear from you, whatever you've got to say. And of course, if you've not done so already, why not subscribe to the channel? Then you'll know as soon as I upload one of these or any of my other Let's Play videos. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Transport Fever, we will play out with our dainty little truck, delivering the first ever food supplies into Falmouth. I will say thank you again for joining me today. I will see you again soon, but until then, from me and Transport Fever, bye bye for now.